I saw this list from Screen Rant. It was TV shows from the 90s that get better with every rewatch. And said, you know what? A lot of times when we rewatch a movie or a TV show, it's just kind of seeing how it held up. And it's like, okay, yeah, you know what? It's good. But have you ever gone back and it's almost like it's aged better? You're like, oh my gosh, like this is so much better than I originally remembered. I don't know if I've had that experience yet.
Me too. I have Grease 2, the sequel.
Yeah, okay. It usually doesn't seem to get a lot of love.
It gets no love.
Did you say TV or movies?
TV is what I was focusing on. But I did mention a TV or a movie right there, and he just threw out a movie, so I'll give him a pass on that.
Thank you. Yeah. Oatmeal raisins.
Hey, she threw out a bad example. She's trying to come down on other people.
She's trying to bring everybody down with her.
When you go low, I go lower.
She had a terrible answer, so she's now just trying to snipe out yours.
When you're mean, I go meaner.
Oh, she hits the iceberg, so we all go down. And guess what? There's no room for us on the rafts, Kevin.
But guess what? I got 2 flotation devices.
All right, don't do that with those things. Some TV shows from the 90s, they said they get better with every rewatch. Some of them, you know, Friends. And you could argue, look, I know you don't like Friends, but look, that thing has been in syndication for 30 years, and it continues to do well and make them a ton of money. And arguably, whatever it was, it did a lot better in syndication, I think, than it even did. And it was successful in its original run, but syndication's been huge for it.
You can't argue with it. It is a beast.
The Larry Sanders Show on HBO. Again, I'm throwing out some options that people aren't going to really respond to, but it gets better with time.
One of these days, I'm going to go back and rewatch Veep, and that might be my first. I've seen that. I liked it, and I want to see, does it hold up? Could I even say that it's better? Slightly nervous. I'd be like, oh, man, it wasn't as good as I remember. But I have a feeling that might be the one that I'd be like, you know what? This was actually better than I remembered.
Eastbound and Down got better even the second time I watched it.
Yeah, because sometimes, look, with comedies, it does. Because you pick up a little bit more or you appreciate the nuance and how a line was delivered. And so I think comedies would be the best. And the first 2 they listed was Friends and Seinfeld. And you could argue maybe if you're a Seinfeld fan, you go back and you watch, and some of those episodes still greatly hold up. They had the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I wonder if anybody would agree with that. Have you gone back to rewatch any of those old Will Smith sitcoms and said, that's good?
I've gone back and watched all of the old sitcoms. It's kind of one of my hobbies.
And it's done well. It's held up.
Not for me, no.
No, it didn't. Okay.
Is it because of the slap?
No, it's kind of the slap.
The slap changed it for me, so I'm really not interested in watching any Will Smith stuff.
A lot of stuff does not hold up when it comes to sitcoms. Because I watch a lot of them, and they are very bizarre.
Corny,
and then they'll try to tackle serious situations, and they handle it very weird.
They felt that need in that era to have a moral message in a lot of the sitcoms they did.
And when it wasn't a morally type show, it was more of a, just a lovable sitcom. When they do the very special episode, you watch it and you're going, this is weird. When on Different Strokes, Gary Coleman's character and his friend Dudley are, there's a bicycle man that's trying to do terrible things to them, if you know what I mean. And there's a laugh track behind some of the most uncomfortable lines.
There was a TV creator named Norman Lear back in the day, and he did like All in the Family and some other ones. And he really kind of started that. He did it masterfully. And I think other people tried to do it, and it's hard to pull off. And it showed you how good Norman Lear was when you watch some of the other examples of the moral sitcom episode that just didn't land right.
Now, I love those kind of sitcoms, because they are so awkward and they do make me feel bizarre. They're my favorites, but if you watch it, it's very awkward.
Here are the other ones that Screen Rant said aged better when they went back and rewatched them. Shows from the 90s, they put Beverly Hills, 90210, the original on that. And I think my daughter went back and watched that. I know she watched the newer one. Yeah, I think my wife did as well. ER, they said. Remember George Clooney? That show launched him back in the mid-90s.
He was delicious.
The X-Files. I remember the X-Files kind of losing their way towards the end, but early X-Files episodes were fantastic.
I heard Twin Peaks still holds up.
That's on their list. Yeah. Ally McBeal, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Law & Order all made Screen Rant's list. Now, other people have talked about ones from any decade that they've gone back and they've watched. The Office. They say you go back and you watch that, it ages so well. In fact, they're even better the second or third time.
Hasn't lost a step. I can still watch The Office and belly laugh.
And you do.
It does. It makes me laugh out loud. Steve Carell is amazing on that show.
I'm getting Breaking Bad. That'd be interesting. One day I might get back to that and see how that held up.
I did Breaking Bad and The Sopranos back to back, and they both were better the second time I watched them because I missed so much the first time going through.
Yeah, and that's where I think some of these shows might play. Now, somebody said Narcos, which would be interesting. I love the story, loved it the first ride, but now that I've, kind of been familiarized with the Pablo Escobar story, and they've got other seasons that cover other cartels as well, would I love it just as much? Or would I be like, yeah, I kind of already know this?
Season 1 was the best, though.
Fantastic.
It really was. I can't watch it again in my house because nobody watched it but me. And the sound of machine guns just constantly going off has Panda with the PTSD because he don't like it.
Okay.
He's like, stop it. You got to stop it with Narcos.
It is tough to get into that REM state with machine guns going off in the
Because I
background.
binged it and I binged it loud. And he's like, I can't.
Other series people are saying is a great rewatch. Young Sheldon is getting a little bit of love here via text. Somebody said The Wire, which is regarded as one of the best series of all time. I haven't yet gotten into that one. One of these days. Dexter, people were saying, you pick up so many things you didn't catch the first time if you go back and watch Dexter. The West Wing getting a little bit of love. So is Spin City, Everybody Loves Raymond, and Home Improvement.
Frasier, too.
Some of those things, I saw a scene from the original Frasier they did when he was in Seattle. And it was good. He and Niles, it was their interaction. Frasier and his brother Niles. And I was like, you know what? They were both great characters.
Absolutely.
In a sitcom. I could see going back and watching that.
What about The Cosby Show?
Nope.
I don't like it. It doesn't hold up for me.
No, I remember even before the Cosby scandal, going back and watching an episode, I'm like, how did I ever like this show?
I thought it was
other way.
great. I would rush home to watch it. And now when I see it, I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah.